Hello, Cherie Hanson here. First of all, I would like to begin with my gratitude for you stopping in and looking at my YouTube video and, listening to some of the things that I'm learning. I signed up in this life to learn. It's like, I'd like a double PhD. Can you give me that, please? Of course, once I arrived on Earth, I'm going, what the hell did you do? But as I was meditating today, I went through the usual, falling down the rabbit hole and having all the thoughts spinning around in my head. The wishes, the dreams, the busy checklist, what I need to do, what I'm not doing. And all of a sudden, this great big wave came up. And it just swept me away. It was a feeling of grief for my dreams. The feeling was, what are my dreams? I don't have dreams. I am bereft. It's like a tsunami picked me up and left me on an island shore, and there was nothing I could see on the horizon other than more ocean and more ocean. And I realized in that moment that where I had gotten to over this entire process of waiting for my hip to be replaced, not being able to walk for so long, being in isolation. And I'm going to tell you, I was in isolation for one reason mainly, and that was I was told if I got COVID, I would come off of the waiting list for my hip. Well, you can't tell somebody like me that without having them go, okay, we're in isolation, and just, shut the door and just stay home and don't even risk it because I want that hip. And so I was in a place where I felt a deep sense of grief for my dreams. And I could see myself in my life as a 17-year-old. I left home and I went to university across the state. My goal was to get my degree. And of course, being who I am, I ended up with 3 different degrees. I took double the credits so that I could get a BA and a teacher's certification. And I have sort of lived my life that way. There's a ferocity of commitment to some future self. I see on some of the teachers that I'm watching on YouTube that a lot of people don't have that commitment to the future self, but I'm kind of cursed by it. I'm like, this is the way I want to look in 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years or 3 years. And the whole process of shutting down and becoming a nun in a convent for so many years has left me with this sense that, I just really want to have a dream again. I want to have something I'm looking at that gives me a sense of excitement and wonder. And as I'm watching these travelogues and I'm watching these people go out into the world and have adventures, I'm just looking at myself and I'm going, oh my God. And literally what happened, which is very interesting to me, is I didn't have dreams at night. I spent a good 2 years with no dreams at night. And when I would check in on my Fitbit and see what my REM sleep was, there wasn't much. There's only 10 minutes a night. And so I wasn't getting in a place where I can have these passionate visions of my future self. And I hit that today. I realized I had given that up for survival's sake. And the big thing that I know is once we hit one of those revelations, that means we're now able to change. It's like you come into your living room and you just go, the couch is wrong against that wall. It looks awful over there and there's no flow. So now you can change it. So that's the good part of it. And I was also thinking, really in such a focused way, obsessive, can I say obsessive? About the feedback loop. What's your feedback loop? We have ways of measuring our lives. You know, it may be metric, it may be in inches, it may be standing against a wall and seeing how tall we're getting, it may be taking our measurements, weighing ourselves, but there is some mirror that we look at that tells us who we are, where we are, and where we're going. And I was really focused on that today about what is my feedback loop. Well, my feedback loop right now is my checklist of the things I intend to do in a day. 13 minutes of cold water, Wim Hof breath, walking, shooting these videos, and being in a place where I am totally focused on caring for my body and my spirit. But the issue of growth is the issue that is making me restless. I'm using atomic habits. Yes, that means that I do a small thing every day to extend my world. But I'm kind of yearning for more courage. I'm kind of yearning for being in a place where I don't think going through an intersection or leaving the house is taking a risk. And that is a result of that whole COVID, hip surgery experience of being in protective mode. So maybe where I am right now is maybe I'm coming out of that. The yearning, the restlessness, the sense of grief over, something that I no longer have as I did as a 17-year-old and set out into the world and got all these degrees and had all of these dreams, is a sign, just like if you had a foot that had gone to sleep. It hurts when the blood starts coming back into it. It hurts when the numbness is starting to go away and you're starting to bring life back into that part of yourself. So this is a question I have for you today, and that is, are you aware of your feedback loop? Are you aware of how you measure your life, how you measure your love for yourself, your care for your body, your care for your spirit, your relationship with other people? You have a system in place already. But do you know what it is? Or is this just automatic and unseen? So we're going into Christmas and we have blue skies, rain, warm temperatures because climate disruption has hit us. We're in a world where we're so tempted to believe that we're hooped. It's like there are 4 ways up the mountain and they've all had landslides and there's no way I'm going to get up there. And And this is where we take charge of ourselves. And this is where we start to really look inside with a bright light. What's my feedback loop? How do I assess how I'm doing in the world? What do I want for myself? It's okay to want things for yourself. I say to myself, calming myself down, it's okay. You can do that now. And we're in a time of growth. We're in a time of making ourselves more brilliant, more effective on the face of the earth by spreading joy. And it's a transition. And the one thing I know, because of the many, many clients I've had over the last 20 years, is a time of transition is terrifying. We don't like it. We want to wear the same old things and eat the same food and dust the same corners in our house because it's a ritual of comfort and self-care, and we don't have to worry about it, we think. But the problem is that by not taking the risk and by not allowing yourself to have desires and to want to be bigger, that in itself is dangerous. It shuts us down and it makes us weak. So thank you very much for watching my video. I always try to be very open and authentic about the things I'm learning as I watch my mind and my behavior. And I am having a Meeting Your Ego workshop in my house, which is coming up. That is going to be in January 5th, 6:30 to 8:30 at night. Get a hold of me if you want to come. There are only a few seats because it's not a lecture. It's a group activity. Also, I do remote readings. I have a very clear channel, and I can help you write a contract with yourself. Who do I want to be in a year? And then we form that contract. And I have watched so many people. There are over 60 clients I've had in the last few years that have just grown so remarkably that it makes my heart happy. So please do like and subscribe to this video. Share it with a friend that you know that may benefit from some of the stupid stumblings that I have made in my life. Maybe learn from my owies. And I really am so grateful that you are watching. Thank you.